Evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel, and we have some Hold My Tea. Yes, Hold My Cup of Tea. We haven't had one of these for a while. We've got two replays for you today with some very high damage. The first one we're going to watch is a Death Star. Yes, the Death Star, one of the most played tanks in the game. Now, we are watching Monkey. We're watching Monkey from the Straight clan on the NA server. So, of course, he's going to go back, and you used to see this a lot. You don't really see this too often now. He actually bounces. How unlucky was that? So yeah, this map, you always used to see tank destroyers just sit at the back of the map here. You still see it, but not as often. And if the team go to the right side, they could absolutely be obliterated, just like that M60. So that was a nice shot. Unfortunate on the first shot on the FV4005, but he definitely makes up for the next shot. So all he's got to do is just be patient in this kind of position. As long as the team on the right side hold, and yeah, you can support them. You can really support them. But most players will get into a position, or most good players will get into a position that you're not able to shoot, unlike that 60 TP. So yeah, beautiful ammo rack there on the 60 TP, and just like Monkey Mayhem says there, poor dude. Yes, very poor indeed. And that's the problem with this map. That is the problem with this map. When there is a Death Star unspotted, you haven't got a clue where he is. So just be careful, because there could be a Death Star sat at the back of the map. So he could have used the Hesh there, but he went for the AP, and it was still a nice roll. Almost 1,000 damage there done to the T57. Now look at these shots. He's got so many shots, and you could just see right in front of him, just there, someone is trying to blind fire that guy. Unfortunately, that shot there on the E100 did just dip down at the end. If not, that would have been what, 1600 damage maybe into that E100 there. So the E100 really got away with that shot. So he's managed to farm up 5,000 damage. I thought that shot was going to miss, but again, it managed to just hit that T57, who is now a one shot. But look at his team. They are falling apart. They are very low hit points, except for that one guy up there. Is it the mouse that's almost full hit points? So that mouse's hit points could prove to be vital later on in the game. The other two are very low hit points, the Sheridan and the Object 140. However, the enemy also has a couple of players that are very low hit points as well. The Pattern there, the T57 over there is a one shot. So yeah, I mean, the Grill is a one shot to the Death Star. So with the Death Star being full hit points, it shouldn't be too hard to take this as a win. And there goes that guy, and it is now a 4 versus 3. The only one with hit points is that E100. But again, in a Death Star, it doesn't matter how much hit points you've got, because them hit points consume with one shot from the Death Star. That E100 is going to be a one shot. But it is now just the mouse and the Death Star. As long as the mouse can deal with these lower hit point tanks, the Death Star should be able to deal with that E100. Is he going to go for the blind shot here? He is waiting and waiting. Again, he's being very patient. The E100, I think, has kind of learned his lesson. I don't know if he's just being a noob, or he knows that there is a Death Star around this area, which means he's just hiding behind that rock. Of course, always go for the lower hit point tanks. Even if you're in a Death Star this late stage in the game, especially when it is a 3 versus 2 or a 2 versus 3, go for the lower hit point tanks. And that's what I love about this battle. He sat at the back of the map helping his team, farming damage. He's not going for the E100. He doesn't care about the E100. He wanted to go for that Pattern. He wanted to keep his mouse alive, and he wanted to clear the one shots, because that Pattern has DPM. He has speed. He can actually, even being on one hit point, he can be a nuisance. And now all he's got to do is deal with this E100. Now he's still full hit points, so he can take 2, maybe even 3 shots from this. Well, definitely 2. He can maybe even take 3 shots from this E100. The E100 is only able to take just maybe 1 shot. He's got a high roll, so even if he max axe rolls here now. If he goes for the HE, he doesn't, but even that, he goes for the AP, and that was 1100 damage. 1100 damage with AP into that E100, which now brings him down to a one-shot. And at this late stage in the game, he doesn't mind taking a shot from this E100 because he's just going to sit here, reload, and knock him out. So very, very good game there. Chose the right targets. Bit unlucky with some of the shots, especially that shot on the FV4005. If he would have managed to get that shot, he would have pretty much finished on 10,000 damage. But unfortunately, it was a bounce, and he only ends, I say only, he still gets 8,900 damage. So well played, a Monkey Mayhem. And that just goes to show that the Death Star, even though it's the worst performing tank in the game, and it has been for years, it can still do a big amount of damage. Next up, we are watching MJ, a good friend of mine, Melon J55 in the all-new T95 E6, the tank that I've previously done a video on, and it's a very, very good tank now. And MJ is just going to showcast how good this tank is. So he is on the new map, and most good people, most good players do go sort of on the right side to the middle. Not many people go on the left side. So you can see the team are following, or he's following the team. The mediums, the light tanks are coming this way, and pretty much everybody is coming this way. So just look at the speed. I mean, he's keeping up with this Sheridan, which is absolutely crazy. 7.6 on the reload. It has the speed of a medium tank. Look at this, 51 kilometers per hour he is going down the hill. Absolutely crazy for a heavy tank, and he gets there at the same time, pretty much at the same time as his light tanks get there. So of course the medium tank's going to get there first. He's not going to expect a big heavy with a DPM like this to be there at the same time. So yeah, nice shot there on the T54, but the T54 did also do a nice shot into him as well. So that's he's got himself into a ditch, which is great. But you still have to be careful of the hatch on top. Yes, it's troll, but it still can be penned. But he's got his team. He's got his team around. He's got backup. Pretty much everybody on his team are around this side of the map. Bit of a donk shot there into the E100, but it was worth a go. So you can see now, thanks for that K91, he's pretty much opened the rest of the team that are behind these two guys, the two tank destroyers. You've also got the two heavies on the left side. So even being in this position, he still has to be very careful, because he can be shot from these guys here and also on them guys that are capping. So he still needs to be very, very careful. However, the team are here, and they could actually steamroll these guys now. They could, yes, there's two tank destroyers at the back, but if they take care of this T54, they can just rush the E100, and then they can go on and rush the E100. But there goes the waffle. So that is one tank destroyer down, and now they can just bully these guys. And of course, going for the T54 is probably a must. Because again, he's the one with the speed, he's the one with the DPM, and the E100, yes, he's got the alpha, but I don't think he's as dangerous in certain situations than a T54. Of course, there is time to rush, and the AMX has gone forward, and now the T62 is coming forward. So now's probably the time to rush these guys. Ignore the guys from behind. You have to ignore the guys from behind and help your team, and that is exactly what he's doing. He's always being aware of his surroundings. You can see he was also looking the other side of the map, whether it was a good time to push, whether he's going to get shot if he pushes. So yeah, that was good, a good surrounding, looking around there. So there goes that guy. So they have now cleared these guys, and yes, these guys on these heavies on the enemy team and the light tank have actually done a good job in clearing these tanks up. So it is now a 4 versus 3. The light tank over there, the T100 light, he's done a good job getting around the map and again causing some damage. He's still full hit points, so he can also be he could be dangerous. But MJ has decided to come to the left side of the map, and deal with these two heavy tanks. And again, the K91 is here, and you still need to be careful even if you are in a hold down position in this thing. As I've said, the hatch is troll, but it can easily be penetrated. So got a nice shot, nice high roll there into the 60 TP. He's now up to almost 5,000 damage. And the best thing about this at the moment is the enemy have all split up. You've got the Type 71 here, the 60 TP there, and you've got the T100 that is also somewhere else. So the Sheridan's decided to push the Type 71, so he's now also pushing forward, and the K91 is also pushing forward. So again, very, very good team play there. Very, very good team play. I love the push. I love the, again, wait in, someone decides to push and then everyone else follows, and that's how it should be. Most of the time someone decides to push and the rest of the team decide to sit back, and that person that gets wrecked then gets raged at, like, what are you doing pushing? So someone had to make the move, and it was that Sheridan that decided to make that move. So but luckily for the Sheridan, everybody else on the team decided to follow as well, and it managed to clear that Type 71 very, very quickly. And then because of that, the 60 TP was then left on his own because the T100 is elsewhere, so they're also then able to push on him. So brilliant team play here, absolutely brilliant team play. And now it just leaves one tank against three. So this guy is full hit points, he has the DPM, but three tanks is still difficult, is still a task. It is still a task, especially when one of them is MJ, who we know is a fantastic player. So he's now almost on 600 hit points, but with all three tanks pushing this guy, and all three tanks are not slow. I mean, the Sheridan's a very quick tank. He gets that beautiful shot there, and yes, he's now on a reload, but the T100, he can't really do too much when there's so many tanks around. But overall, great gameplay, team play there, and a great game from MJ, and that just goes to show how good this tank now is. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. 8,500 damage and a well-deserved ace. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.
With